Another eventful week for Nasdaq 100. We expected it to drop, and precisely it has achieved 10,450 levels. And I hope you all profited. Now what can be expected next week, which position you should take in order to profit, we will see with the help of charts and indicators. Towards the end of this video, we will give you the trading levels and strategy to make profit next week. Do watch till the end, do listen to it carefully, and yes, missing on to subscribe is missing on the profits, as I do share my daily analysis. And in fact for Nasdaq 100 I do it twice a day, one with the Asia session, next with the US cash session. So do watch both the analysis in order to profit. Let's start. First we look into charts followed with indicators. So on the daily charts you will find we have seen a good sharp drop and a strong recovery. Yet again after the recovery we have seen a good pullback. So it has trapped the bulls, it has trapped the bears both ways, and closed with a drop. Now what can be expected next week? See, these are the daily charts, and on the daily charts you'll find it is trying to trade in this channel. This is a bearish channel definitely, in which it is trying to run. It has precisely attempted the lows out there, and it has precisely attempted the highs. It is still fallen shy of the highs, but yes, it tried to attempt the highs of this channel. Now look at the closing out there. The closing was a typically bearish close, and once it closes with this fall, typically it tries to move with a second red candle, a follow up red candle, which might take it towards the previous lows. So there is a possibility that it may try to continue with the drop next week. Maybe till midweek it may try to continue with this bearishness. Now at the same time, if you count the move, this is 11,200 and 10,450, the highs and lows out there. If you count the move, the 10,825, this is the equilibrium, and definitely you can find out this is also the level at which around which it tried to close here towards the midweek last week. Now if you see it trading about 10,800, 10,825, possibly that time you can consider that it is trying to reverse again, and we may see it rising. And yes, that is the level beyond which you can definitely expect that it may try to attempt and achieve 10,950 and 11,000 levels. These two levels are going to be important. If it trades above 11,000, certainly we can see more bullishness, where it may try to take it till towards 11,200, and beyond that, I have told you last week, I am again telling you, beyond that 300, 400, 500, every 100 points there is a resistance point, there is a pivot point for it. So yes, it may try to, if it trades above 11,200, certainly it is going to hit 11,300, 400, 500 in every 100 steps. Till 11,500, 600 zone, you cannot consider that Nasdaq has reversed or it is trying to reverse. Hence, you have to be cautious there. Now, look at the charts there. As I said, possibility exists that it may continue with the bearish momentum, and we can see a second follow-up red candle which may try to either form a double bottom or in fact breach the lows and achieve till towards 10,400. This is one possibility which we can see here. Now let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. Now look at the 4-hour charts. A series of consolidation candles, then a sharp break on the downside. Strong, very strong recovery, very strong reversal here. Again tried to close below this support zone, and hence you have to be cautious of 10,800, which is the previous consolidation zone. If it tries to trade about 10,800, certainly it may try to reverse a bit, it may try to rise more, else it may continue with the bearish momentum. Now look at the last three candles. The last three candles indicates that, see, a stronger bearish candle, a smaller candle, and a further small candle indicates that towards the end of the trading session the bearishness has certainly diminished here, and it may try to, see, if it tries to, the bearishness is definitely diminished, possibly a swing candle for a couple of follow-up candle, and then it may try to further rise also, and hence you have to be cautious at this zone, that is 10,800, 10,850. Beyond that, certainly more bullishness will be seen there. Now any drop below 10,600, this zone, any drop below 10,600 will again put into the bearish track, and we can expect it to drop in fact below 10,400 and below levels. Now once it trades below 10,400, certainly you can expect that it is trying to act strongly bearish, and then we have to see what other charts are saying and what can be expected on the other time frames. Let's have a look at the weekly charts. Now see at the weekly charts. On the weekly charts, this is the first red candle after the minor green or minor bullish candle. Now look at the last two candles. You will find lower highs, lower lows, and it is trying to trade in this, and hence now for the next candle, again 10,800, beyond that 10,920 and 11,000. These levels are going to be important. If you see it trading above 11,000, certainly it will call for the bulls. It will try to push the levels up. It will try to pull the buyers into the markets, and then we can expect it to achieve 11,200 and beyond 11,200, certainly 300, 400, 500. And then look at this here. Previous two candles are higher highs, lower lows. You can find out 11,400. This is going to be the next destination beyond which we can expect that it is going to fly high on the upside. At the same time, after this greenish candle, this is the first red candle with the wick out there and a tail out there, and hence you can expect, if it opens flat, if it continues to trade below 10,600, you can expect another red candle to follow, which might be a further bearish candle, taking it till towards this candle, almost 400 points of body, and then below that also almost 200, 300 points it is left for the tail. This candle also try to trade in the similar fashion on the upside. 10,800, 10,800, 11,000 zone going to be a super strong zone for it to provide a resistance. On the downside, the bottom of this channel may come into picture at around 10,350, 10,200. These two levels are going to be definitely important for Nasdaq 100 next week. Now let's have a look at the monthly charts. Before that, let me show you something here on the weekly charts. See, it has completed the journey till here, and now if it successfully trades below 10,400, you can expect that the next destination is towards 10,200, and then it may try to come back to 9,800. Remember my long-term prediction for Nasdaq 100, first stop was at 11,000. Now the next stop is still towards 9,600 and 9,000. These are going to be the two strong resistance zone where it may try to put back itself, and then below that, if it continues to move, we can see a further sharper drop. See, these are bear markets, and definitely nothing is low or nothing is high in this. Bottom is far away. Yes, you can expect it to drop more, but look at this on the monthly chart. See, I told you last week that one red candle, two red candle, you can expect another red candle this month. This is going to be a super strong bearish candle. See, previous candle, there was a pushback on the downside and a smaller body, and see the last candle, that you can see another wick on the up and a strong red body on the downside. This time it has already created the wick. Now for it, the time for it to continue with the bearish momentum again, and then certainly possibility exists that towards the end of the month you might see it trading at around this zone, 9,800 to 10,000 levels, and then my first prediction of 9,600 or 9,000 levels will come into picture. Yes, these levels are achievable. Do not think that it is too low. It is seen the bottom, and yes, it cannot drop. Every possibility exists that it may continue with the bearish momentum. Now let's have a look with the help of indicators. What are the indicators? Because it is equally important to understand what are the indicators are, whether the indicators are speaking the same language or whether the indicators are in contrary to our view from the candles. Now look at the indicators here. You will find on the 4-hour charts, it is trading below the median of the Bollinger Bands, looking forward to achieve the bottom of the Bollinger Bands at 10,600. If it is bearish, it may try to breach 10,600 also, and then expand the width of the Bollinger Bands. Right now it is trying to trade in this consolidation phase where the width is expanding moderately. Now it is also trading below the 20, 50, 100 period moving average on the 4-hour charts, indicating little more bearishness. Directional movement divergent and bearish, stochastic entering sharply into the oversold zone. Probably it may sustain. See, the variance is far away, and it indicates that this last week it has tried to trade extremely bearish. Probably we can expect it to sustain these levels. See, one thing I told you, the signs of bearish market. See, it sustained oversold zone strongly for a long. Now it failed to sustain the overbought zone and dropped sharply, and whenever it did so, it indicates that the pullback on the downside is strong, which is failing for, and the recovery is just to cool down the indicators, and hence it indicates that it is extremely into this bear market. Now look at the MACD. The MACD was here into the oversold zone. It tried to recover a little. It is yet below the green zone. It is yet below zero levels, trading in negative. At the same time, the candles are green, and now it is trying to cross over, and see, this is a vertical cross, and this time the crossover could be sharp enough for it to take it or make it more bearish, and hence it indicates that yes, there is a possibility for continue with the bearishness. This is on the 4-hour charts. RSI is looking downwards. Now a most important chart here is the daily charts, and on the daily charts, see, why did I say that the 20 period moving average is going to be a tough or a stronger resistance? You can see how beautifully it is reversed from the same 20 period moving average here. And if you look at this, beyond 11,200, the next destination for it to achieve is towards 11,400 and 12,000 level. This is going to be a super strong resistance zone. At the same time, one must not forget that there is a crossover which has taken place between the 50 and 100 period moving average, which indicates near term strong bearishness. Hence you have to be careful of this. Also, now look at this, it is traded. See this move, what this move did is nothing but it is given a room for the Bollinger Bands to expand, and it will give room for it to further expand on the downside and get the support. See, 10,600, 10,400 level is going to be important, breaching which you can expect NASDAQ 100 may try to attempt further lows still towards 10,200, 9,800, 9,600 zone. So this is one observation. And if you look at the directional movement on the daily chart, is trying to converge, but it is still on the bearish side. It is still on the sell side. Stochastic was at bottom, tried to recover, again may try to cool back on the downside, again may enter into oversell zone. And if you look at the MACD, the MACD is not indicative of anything. However, it is again crossed over on the sell side. RSI looking downwards, indicating little more bearishness. Now look at the weekly charts out there. On the weekly charts, it certainly tried to breach the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. Possibly the next week the width of this Bollinger Band would have expanded, and yes, it may try to again attempt and achieve and breach past the lows of these Bollinger Bands, indicating strong bearishness here. On the weekly charts also, you can find out there is a crossover which has taken place between the 150 period moving average, indicating bearishness in the near term, and you'll find that the 12,000 levels are going to be supreme resistance for it. The directional movement extremely divergent, extremely bearish, but see the divergence here and see the divergence here, it is hardly anything, hence it has a scope for it to continue with the bearish momentum. But my worry is towards the stochastic, which is trading extremely oversold here. The only worry point is that stochastic is trading extremely oversold, hence it has to swing a bit before it tries to take a direction. Now see, it does not mean that it cannot sustain the oversold zone. Look at this. Well, it can sustain the overbought zone for weeks. And when I say it sustained the overbought zone for weeks, look at the movement here. Yes, this is the kind of movement where despite being overbought, it sustained and it almost rose from 14,500 to 15,700 levels, almost 7-8% it is given here, and hence yes, it can sustain the oversold zone for 2. If it is bearish, yes, it can sustain the oversold zone, and hence you cannot deny a 7 to 10% correction more if it continues to trade in this fashion, and hence nothing is oversold. You can expect it to continue bearish. Yes, look at the MACD. This is again trading divergent, again trading bearish, and see the height of the candles increasing. Possibly it may bring more bears if it continues to trade in this fashion. RSI looking downwards. So now we have seen the charts, we have seen the indicators on the weekly charts. We are now, let's also have a look on the monthly charts, and you will find that it is also on the monthly charts also, it is traded and achieved almost at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. And this time for next month, if it has to trade bearish, it can breach these levels, it can continue to trade beyond the bottom, and may then towards the end of the month, it can try to bounce back a little, close at around 10,400 levels, and then from next month onwards also we can expect the bearishness to continue. But yes, things are oversold here on the charts, on the indicators, and hence a possible, either it can show you swings, either it has to give you a little bounce back. Yes, the drop could be sharp enough for it to achieve the lows, and then a bounce back or recovery can be expected. That is what I would expect for the next few trading sessions for this month. Now also look at this, it is trading below the 20 and 50 period moving average, 20 and 50 months moving average, indicating bearishness there, and on the downside the 100 period moving average is far away at around 8,000 levels on the monthly charts. Now look at the directional movement. It is divergent and it is bearish. Can you see how it sustained the bullish market? Extremely divergent, extremely bullish, nobody questioned. Here too, extremely divergent, extremely bearish, nobody questioned. And now for this, possibly if it's bearish, the markets are bearish, it may sustain the bear market and it can continue to diverge, indicating bearishness in the coming times. Now look at the monthly stochastic. 2-monthly stochastic is again falling back into the oversold zone and trading here at the oversold levels. Now see whether this is the bottom or it has further more lows to achieve. Yes, the time will tell, but yes, a drop down can be expected, a little drop can be expected, and you can in fact cannot deny that fact that it cannot reach 10,000 levels this month itself, and then a pullback towards 10,400, 500 can be seen. So this is something which I will expect, that yes, a little drop till towards 10,000. In fact, 9,800, 9,600 cannot be denied. Yes, 1,000 point drop from here is almost 10%, and a 10% drop and a 5% recovery towards the end of the month. Yes, it's highly probable and it can try to do that. So now see why I'm saying so. Look at this, it is traded overbought, it is traded around this line for months and for ages, and you can see this was the time when tech has definitely enjoyed, but now it has come back to the oversold zone, and probably this is the time where it may try to sustain these levels. Hence you have to be still very cautious there. Look at the MACD, divergent bearish, it may try to enter into the sell side. Right now it has traded in the buy side for years. It has crossed over here in 2011, and since then it was trading in the buy zone. For now it is the time for it to enter into the sell side and continue with this momentum. The RSI also too is looking downwards, may enter into oversold zone soon. Now we have seen the charts and indicators. Time for us to define the strategy and levels for next. First, let me recommend you where to you should think of buying NASDAQ 100. See, the range is going to be a little bit wide, but I will expect you to take a position at 10,825 levels. If it trades about 10,825, my next target is 10,920, 10,970 and 11,020. Yes, this zone is very important for Nasdaq 100. Only and only if it trades above 11,000, you can expect that the bulls have taken over. We can again expect 11,140 levels, very strong resistance there, and beyond that 11,200. If it trades above this, you cannot see the next destination 11,300, 11,400. Remember, these are not just the levels in 100, but these are going to be definitely very strong resistance level. Now see, it is precisely reversed from 11,200 on the upside. 300, 400, 500, these are the levels you should watch out for. If beyond that, if it trades beyond 11,500, certainly one can remain long on Nasdaq 100. One can expect that it is not going to reverse till 12,000 levels possibly. Beyond that, it is the time for you to expect it to achieve 12,000. However, I don't expect so. I don't think that it is gonna happen. Possibly, yes, only expectation. It can try to achieve these levels, and if it breaks 11,000, then only little bit of bullishness can be seen. Then you can expect that we can see it trading in green for a little while. We can expect 11,500, 600 zone, and a reversal from there can be expected. But at the same time, this is the zone is important for next week. If it trades above this, then only you can expect it to trade bullish. Now you have to trade with a trailing stop loss till 11,500 levels. You have to, if you are taking a positional trade, you have to trade with a trailing stop loss, or else put the stop loss at cost and take your trades. Else smart traders may close at every destination. Once every level is achieved, you can close some of your trades and continue with the rest, or else close all, let it retrace again on the downside, re-enter again if you think that it is trying to trade in your direction. That is the best strategy. Definitely you can profit with that. On the downside, below 10,600, yes, you can sell there. 10,510, the next destination 10,450, and 10400. This zone you have to be careful about. Only and only if Nasdaq 100 trades below 10400, you can expect that we are looking forward to a further drop. Then 10400 after that. See, then below that 10312 and 10242. Below 10242, certainly it is going to break further. Then I will look forward to 10100, and this time it is going to break past 10,000 levels. You can expect that we are looking at 9950, 9850. Very strong support there. Below that, definitely we are looking at 9600 levels. In between somewhere this zone, definitely it may try to achieve before it tries to recover and close towards 10,500 towards the end of the month. So take your positions accordingly. Trade with a stop loss, trade with a trailing stop loss. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day ahead. Thank you. Yes, if you want to learn this art of trading profitably, you can join my mentorship batch. You can join my signals group, or you can join my pattern page. All the links are mentioned in the channel and video description. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading week ahead. Thank you.